My name is Carl Anthony, and welcome to AutoSens Detroit 2022 at the Michigan Science Center. We are here in the OMNIVISION display with two of my favorite people, Boyd Fowler, OMNIVISION CTO, and Andy Hanvey, Director of Automotive Marketing for OMNIVISION, also a recent guest on my podcast. So we have a lot to talk about, lot to get caught up on. But first, Andy, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about what you have going on here at AutoSens Detroit. Wonderful display here. Tell us about everything that's happening.
Sure, Carl. What we're showing you is quite a range of demos, ranging from high-end surround view systems, 3 megapixel, our latest 5 megapixel global shutter sensor, 8 megapixel, along with demos that we're doing with our partners with our 8 megapixel and Valence on the i5, as well as 1 megapixel with Renesas.
Right. So Andy, behind us here, we've got Omni Sensing and Omni Viewing. This is exciting. Tell us about the applications for Omni Sensing and Omni Viewing, and what are the benefits that you're bringing to the market? Good
question, Carl. So Omni Sensing and Omni Viewing, it's splitting up the recognition of the applications. That all the applications that we serve are not the same. So, for example, Omni Sensing is more towards where the human doesn't see the image, like ADAS or DMS. Then Omni Viewing is more traditional surround view RVC. But there is some places where they do merge, like for example in DMS, OMS, where there's a merger between the two.
Sure. So with things like DMS, that hints at in-cabin. So Andy, with what is driving the movement towards in-cabin right now? And then further to that, how is OMNIVISION a leader in the in-cabin space?
So the drive for that is being driven primarily through mandates. Yes. So there's you'll hear a lot in Europe about different mandates where you're wanting to get DMS into more cars to prevent accidents effectively. And the other things is like L2, L3, you need to have a DMS camera. On the other side of it, towards the higher end, there's the 5, where the need for something like the 5 megapixel to cover not just the driver, but the the cabin as well. From OmniVision's perspective, we offer the full range of image sensors, and we've also announced today our OEX 4600 processing chip as well, in addition to our image sensor capabilities through the global shutter portfolio.
Yes, it's been wonderful to see all the new press releases recently with OmniVision. Boyd, turning to you for a second, obviously OmniVision very active in the automotive space. You gave a presentation today where you hit some really key points. Tell us about the presentation and tell us about some of those key points that you addressed.
Sure, Carl. Today I talked about external image sensors, or sensors that are used externally in the car, and basically some of the key challenges that we see in the industry.
Sure.
And there are many things like HDR with LFM, things like high temperature operation, things like low power operation. Many of these things are big challenges as we go forward, and many companies are working on this, but OmniVision is spending a lot of effort right now developing technologies that will enable our customers to have these features. And because these are difficult trade-offs, we spend a lot of effort there developing new technologies to try to meet our customers' needs across the board in these areas.
Now this may sound like a really obvious question, Boyd, but why is it that your customers need a low power solution? Why is that important to them?
Okay, so low power is important for many reasons. You might imagine in a car, why would you need this, right? You have a battery, who cares? Yeah. Unfortunately, the power that you dissipate causes the sensor to get warmer, get hotter. Yes. The hotter the sensor is, the worse the performance. Right. And so therefore, if we have hot outside, high ambient temperatures, and we dissipate a lot of power, that means the junction temperature is very high and the performance of the semiconductor will drop. So for us, reducing power improves the performance of the device. Not only is it good, it dissipates less power, but in general, it causes the overall performance of the device to be significantly better. The image quality is better.
Right. In addition to automotive, just behind us here, you've got medical, you've got mobile, you've got computing, you've got security. You're a leader in a number of areas. Why is that also important to OmniVision, to lead not just in automotive, but elsewhere too?
Carl, that's a great question. What we do is we develop technologies for many different things. Many times they start in things like mobile. and when we build very small pixels, or in medical we build very small devices. And so what happens is we leverage these technologies across all of our market segments. So when we invest in a technology, it's not just used in one market segment, it can be used in multiple places. And this is one of the powers of OmniVision that we bring to the automotive business, because we build technologies, as I said, in mobile, in security, in medical, all different areas, and we bring that into the automotive space to help our customers build smaller devices, lower power devices, better performing devices, and the kind of things that they're going to need in the future.
Right. Andy, shifting over to you, smaller devices. In the past, in interviews we've talked about reducing complexity, in particular going from things like 2 cameras to 1. So similar to what Boyd said, let me get your take on that. Why is it important to have low power solutions and solutions that are less complex? Why is that important for your customers?
It gives the customers better flexibility. There's actually some good examples on show today.
Sure.
For example, as Boyd spoke about, we have this capability to leverage technology. So Nixel is one of those technologies where today we're showing our latest global shutter X5B. And what that enables is for the interior applications, you can replace 2 cameras in 1. So there's obvious cost benefits at the system level to the OEM.
Right. Just before we wrap up here, any final thoughts, anything to share with the future of OmniVision? I love the new logo. I love it. So what does the future hold for you here for the rest of 2022?
There's a lot of technology development that we're doing right now. We're investing a huge amount right at the moment to develop new products for our customers. And so we're expecting a lot of new exciting things in automotive as well as in many other areas. So we're going to continue to invest and continue to develop new products that really help meet our customer needs. So you're going to see a lot of new exciting things from us near the end of this year and next year.
Sure. Andy, anything to add to that?
Well, just to add to that, is in automotive especially, we've seen some large amount of growth over the last number of years, which has taken us, to the number 1 position in the market this year. Which
is fantastic. I remember we talked about that on the podcast. How does that make you feel to have that market position? To get there?
It's a lot of credit to the engineers in our team and throughout the company that they've been able to get very successful products out to our customers at the right time.
Yep. Boyd, anything to add on that topic?
No, I think I'm good there. That was good, Andy.
Yeah. So Andy Hanvey, Director of Automotive Marketing for OmniVision, Boyd Fowler, CTO of OmniVision. We're here at AutoSens Detroit 2022 from the Michigan Science Center. You can keep up with OmniVision on LinkedIn. You can also listen to my interview with Andy Hanvey, where we talk more in depth about this stuff, about solving these problems for the automotive market. That's on Spotify on AutoVision News Radio. Live from Detroit from the Michigan Science Center with Boyd Fowler and Andy Hanvey from OmniVision. I'm Carl Anthony. This is AutoSens Detroit 2022.